Hello everyone and welcome to a new style of video that I'm doing, but also not new because I did it on my old channel. I'm just moving it over to my new automotive channel. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it on my old channel, the way this works is I rank the cars that you've suggested to me in a tier list. So the cars we've got here were given to me in a community post that I did, and for the next video I'll just put the cars in that you suggest me in the comments. So put whatever you want in, as long as it's a real car, I'll put it in, and not something that's already on the list, of course. Now, there is only 10 cars here, but you can add more than this if you want. I'll probably rank up to 40 per video, so it doesn't drag on for 3 hours. So yes, I'll just stop rambling and get on with it. Our first car is the Nissan Bluebird. It didn't specify which one, so I've gone for the 1986 model. And to be honest, the Bluebird is just the most boring car in the world. It's just got nothing interesting about it. It's just the worst thing a car can do is be boring and forgettable. Because at least something terrible like a PT Cruiser, at least it still gets talked about, and some of them will be preserved in like a museum of awfulness or something. But cars like this, no one talks about them, and they're much more likely to go extinct and be forgotten about. I mean, I paid it no mind, and I know just about every car ever made. So yeah, that says a lot about it really. It's just so dreadful. The classic ones are a different story, but like this one, just nothing interesting at all about it. This, however, is interesting. It's the Renault 5 GT Turbo, and it's a lovely little hot hatchback. Not the crazy. It's not the crazy wide arched Group B Turbo 2, but it's still very fun little car. I'm not going to say it looks brilliant because it doesn't, but mind you, it looks very 80s. It doesn't look beautiful, but it looks 80s. It's like very perfectly 80s and angular, and just got big loud graphics on the side. But yeah, lovely little handler, just a proper good hot hatchback, and I think I'll put it in interesting because, I mean, again, if it was the wide arch turbo it'd go a lot higher, but, well, wide arch turbo too, because this is a 5 GT turbo. But yes, good little car this. Next car, Ford Capri 2 litre GT. Now, I like the Capri a lot. It's a very lovely shape. Am I alone in this? But I think I prefer the later Capris, like the 2 litre injection. I mean, my favourite Capri is the Tickford Turbo. But yes, this one. The Capri just, I mean, there's a reason they sold a lot of them. They're very good sporting coupes. Not to mention, again, they look quite good, especially on road style wheels. I think it's fair to put it in the same tier as the Renault. Yes. Next car. Right, now this one, I'm sure you all know about it, but I'm going to give a recap on it anyway. The DeLorean DMC-12. Famous for featuring in Back to the Future, where it could time travel if it did 88 miles an hour, which is a good job too, because it'd take forever to get much faster. It could only do 120, because it was a frankly terrible supercar. Now, the real life history behind it is probably even more fascinating than the film itself. So, John DeLorean wanted to make a supercar, so he got the British government to back it, but that didn't work because there was strikes and everyone set fire to his factories and things. So to pay for it, he got in a FBI drug entrapment scandal, which eventually, again, he pleaded an entrapment defence and got off. But again, his reputation never really recovered after that. And for the car itself, it was absolutely awful. It was supposed to use a V8 engine, but instead it used a V6, which was very loud, not very economical, not very powerful, just really quite terrible. The exposed aluminium body panels were quite cool, and even in terms of appearance, despite gull-wing doors, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Not to mention the way it handled like one of those massive Lincoln Continentals. It was just really, really bad. I mean, it's hard to imagine a car this low and this small having loads of body roll, but it does. So yes, just really quite terrible car. It's got an interesting history, but ranking the car itself, it's really not good. but I don't know. It's different and special enough. I'm gonna put it like here in average. I mean, it's quite the opposite of an average car. It's interesting yet terrible. So I feel like putting it in between the two areas is fair. Again, I've called all these things of different tiers. They don't necessarily mean anything. You could quite easily say S, A, B, so on. But I don't know. I just want to make it more interesting. Anyway, next car, Subaru Forester. Now, again, comment didn't specify which Subaru Forester, so I've gone with the best one, the STI. Now, if you've seen any of my videos or know anything about me, you'll know that I detest SUVs. I think they're a blight on car enthusiasm and society. There's only two exceptions to this rule. The proper off-road ones, like your Land Rover Defender or your Jeep Wrangler, the older Jeep Wranglers, those I like because they serve a purpose. And the other exception is the Subaru Forester STI. For whatever reason, I love it. Not quite so much as a legacy or an Impreza estate, but it's brilliant. I don't know why. I hate other performance SUVs like an X5M or an RSQ8 or a Lamborghini Urus. I hate them all because I think they're stupid. Just buy an Audi RS6 or an M5 Touring, even though the new M5 Touring is terrible anyway, but yeah, too heavy. But this, for whatever reason, I can't figure out why. I just like it. Is it because it's basically just an SUV Impreza estate? Well, Impreza STI estate, probably. But for whatever reason, I just like it. It ignores my general hatred for SUVs and just, I don't know, makes me adore it. But again, I'm repeating myself now, so I may as well move on to the next car, which is the Plymouth Fury, which is again immortalised in film as being the killer car Christine. Now, for the actual car itself, it was one of the earliest, what you could possibly consider a proper muscle car, which again sort of kickstarted the craze, which we get Shelby Mustangs and Challenger and Charger RTs and Camaros and things. Now, where for the car itself, again, I prefer it to a lot of things from its era, like the Bel Air. I just think it looks a lot better, and it kickstarted the muscle car craze, which, again, everyone likes a muscle car. No, you won't. A lot of people, they won't admit they like a muscle car because they're big, loud, and stupid. But deep down, everyone likes a muscle car. I think honestly, I'd put it in interesting because again, I prefer things like the classic Chargers and Challengers and a Camaro Z28. But I think I'll put it above the Renault. I think that's I'll put it there. Next car, Mark 1 Cortina. Now, again, this didn't specify the Mark 1 Cortina, so I could have gone for the Lotus Cortina, which now, looking back on it, I probably wanted to go for the Lotus Cortina, but I've just gone with the standard Cortina. Although there were loads of standard Cortina. There was a whole, like, if you lived in the UK around the time where Cortinas were about, that there was all these different trim levels, and you could quite easily tell which trim level was which. So, but yeah, I can really only, well, from a distance. I mean, like, if I gave a good look, I could tell the difference. But a Lotus Cortina and a normal Cortina. This is not a Lotus Cortina. Now, again, if you were around at the time, you'd look at them the same way everyone looks at a Mitsubishi Outlander or a Ford Mondeo now and just think they're standard cars. But I don't know, classic cars seem to always look better. Like, cars seem to look better and be more appealing as they get older, even terrible cars, which this isn't. This was a very competent saloon car. It was practical, it was good at munching up motorway miles, and it handled fairly well as well. It was a sort of revolutionary in that aspect, because before then, most saloon cars, they didn't really handle all that brilliantly. They just cruised along and you just put up with it. If you wanted to drive something fun, you'd buy something like this MG over here. But in this, you could sort of just have one car for that. I mean, again, you could always buy a sports car and have more fun in it. But yeah, this wasn't that bad to drive either. And I'm going to put it in with the Capri, because, again, if it was 1967, it'd probably just be an average car, but it's not 1967, it's 2025, and it looks... And honestly, it's a really good looking thing, especially in this red. It just captures that era of British cars perfectly without being dreary like that era of Britain often was. Anyway, next car, Mark IV Cortina. Now, there was no Mark IV Lotus Cortina, unfortunately, and this one, well, this one hasn't quite got to that age where I appreciate it as much as the Mark 1. And again, I don't know, it just seems a bit big. At least, I mean, I know cars get bigger over time, but I don't know, it's just not appreciated to that level of being a cool little classic car. I don't know, it's just not there for me yet. I'm sure it will eventually, but yeah, it's just not quite in that ballpark yet, which is weird because I usually like 80s, 90s cars, but yeah, I mean, this isn't 90s, it was replaced by the Mondeo by then. But yes, next car, MGA, or just MGA. Now, this lovely classic little British sports car, and I think, comparing it to the MGB anyway, the MGB sold better and was probably a better car, and I think it is a better car, especially with the V8 in, as long as you take away the rubber bumpers that some of them had, which were disgusting. But at least in terms of appearance, I think the MGA is a better looking car. But I mean, we've not got an MGB here yet to put it up against. So where do I put it? I think putting it. Yeah, I'm going to put it here. Because, again, just a typical British sports car of the time. It didn't reach the phenomenal heights that the MGB did. But I still quite like it, and especially the way it looks. I think it's quite a good looking car. I'd say it's quite a pretty car, actually. Anyway, our final car, Fiat Uno. Now, again, didn't specify which one. Did you know they're actually still making the Fiat Uno? I think they're selling it in Brazil. But, yeah, I thought they'd died out by about this model. But yes, my dad had one of these, and he can speak from experience. It was a dreadful, terrible car. And everyone else who's had one, it's a dreadful, terrible car. It rusts, unsafe, slow, noisy, rattly. Just awful. It's a dreadful little car. It's possibly more interesting than the Datsun or Nissan Bluebird, in the fact that you've got to keep your senses and wits about you in case it breaks down or someone crashes into you, because the only crumple zones in it is your body, and unlike most other older cars, I can't excuse that because it doesn't have any other redeeming features. So yeah, do I put it in Burnett? Probably. I mean, yes, I'd put it in Burnett. The Fiat Uno Turbo is a completely different story, because that's a tiny little hot hatchback, and it's actually quite decent. But the standard Fiat Uno, no, terrible, disgusting car. But yes, this is the tier list for now, and hopefully you've enjoyed. If you want to talk about where I put the cars, or just talk about the cars in general, put it in the comments. And if you want to suggest me some cars for the next episode, put that in the comments as well. And yeah, hopefully you've had a great day or night or evening or whatever, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.